Hello, welcome back to Grey Bush Knits. My name is Hannah and this channel is all about my love of knitting, and occasionally I will include some little snippets of my other hobbies like bread making or gardening or other projects like sewing or crocheting. If that sounds like something that you're interested in, please stick around. Today we're just going to have a kind of podcast style wrap up for the week, and I'll give you my progress on my current projects. Okay, so like I was saying, I have a few different projects going on, and last week when we talked, I had just finished my sweater number 9. I have finished blocking that and worn it a few times already, which is why I'm not wearing it right now. I feel like I've worn it all week, and I didn't want to have 2 videos in a row with the same shirt on. So I absolutely love that sweater. It fits wonderfully. I gained probably a good 4 to 6 inches positive ease on the body. The sleeves still, I had run out of pins and such while I was blocking it. And so I didn't block the sleeves as harshly as I did the body. So I'm hoping that next time around when I wash it, I'm going to kind of block out those sleeves and really try to push them to their limit as well. And hopefully that will help. Right now when I wear the sweater, the sleeve sits about here. When I kind of lift my arm up like that, it's not the worst thing in the world, but it's also not my favorite length. So I'm going to kind of tweak that a little bit. And then the collar did loosen up a little bit, so it's not so tight against my neck now. However, it is still too tall. So every time I've been wearing it, I've been kind of curling the top in, and I think I'm at that point now where I've decided I'm going to go ahead and just stitch that down and keep it as kind of like a short cowled necked sort of sweater. But overall, I really love it. It is super comfortable. It's not too hot for me, which I'm really happy about. I was really unsure how that was going to be. I generally run warm anyway, and so that sweater, I was really nervous that I was going to be too hot in it, but everything's going great so far. So I have not been able to take any nice pictures outside wearing that sweater yet. We have had rain off and on almost every day for the last week, and when it's not raining, it's windy as all get out, which is the case right now, but it has been sprinkling off and on, so we'll just see. I'm hoping that I can get some nice pictures very soon and be able to share that with you all, because I'm really proud of that sweater. So moving on to my current projects. I don't have anything finished since last week because I started 3 new projects since we last spoke. The first of which was the only thing I was working on last Saturday, and that was my Lulu Slipover by Petite Knits. And this is a project that, if you haven't heard in my previous podcasts, my mom really wanted this finished object, and she's beginning to knit apparel, and this is going to be one of our first projects. I decided to go ahead and cast on at the same time so that we could do this together, and if she ran into any kind of issues or questions, I was right there with her and I knew exactly what she was talking about. So right now, I'll just try to do this in a way where it's not super noisy. You work from the top down, and you pick up, you start the cast on is right along, it's like right here, but on the back, obviously. So right now, this is where I'm at. Let me see if I can uncurl it. There we go. And this is where we were when we spoke last week. So I've got a good few inches on there. I'll show you, I've got a new stitch marker. This is one that I made last weekend. I would love to film a video sharing with you how I went about making these stitch markers. This was a first project with any kind of jewelry making in probably a good 8 to 10 years. So I didn't want to film anything right at this moment until I really had it figured out and if I knew how this was going to hold up. Some of my wrapped wire or things like that, I wanted to make sure that they weren't going to be a problem with the yarn. I also am trying out 2 different types of clasps. You can see this one here. It's like an earring back, and I'll go ahead and take it off because I need to move it anyway so I can show you what it looks like. But it's this here. So I like it because I can hook this part into my stitch and then close it up. And it does stay really well. Just now, I'm sure you can't see that, but there are a couple little yarn threads that it had grabbed onto. But other than that, it's not bad. I wanted to make sure it wasn't going to be a problem before I made a whole bunch of stitch markers like this. And thankfully, it's doing just fine. So I don't know if this is going to be the primary one that I use because I also do like a good lobster clip. So one of the two will always be on my progress markers. But yeah, that's where we're at so far on my Lulu slipover. And I'm hoping this weekend, I like to dedicate one full weekend day to this project, if not getting to it throughout the week. And I'll kind of go into that a little bit more on my next projects, but I feel like I made good progress on it last week. Okay, so the next project that I have for you is my Korshavn cardigan. I was so excited to cast this on last week. I did so, and I've made really good progress over the past week. I will elaborate on that a little bit more in a second. So this is a bottom up construction. This sweater is, you start with an Italian cast on, which I did not do correctly. There was a video linked. I did not watch the entire video, and I'm pretty sure I missed some steps. That's my fault. And that is one of the reasons why right now, I'll just show you. So it's a full circumference, but I'm just going to show it to you like this because it's easier. So the ribbing on the bottom is not how it's supposed to be. And in some places it kind of ruffles, and I don't like that. I'm not sure if that's something that I will be able to block out or not. And right now I just can't unsee it. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be happy enough with this or if it's going to be ripped out. I'm not sure what to do right now. Also, the way that, let me see if I can show you. So here is the pattern on this sweater, and it's really comfortable to do. It's really easy. I don't know if you'll be able to tell, but I did not notice this in other pictures that I've seen. I would see it like this and I'm like, oh, that's beautiful. I love it. What you're not seeing, and I want to point this out, is there are significant holes, and this is part of the design, right? So there's significant holes at each one of these corners, and that is also something that I'm kind of struggling with right now, because as soon as you just kind of move this so that all of the basket weave lays flat, it's very visible. I don't know. Yeah, there you go. You can see just how big those holes are. I know I want this sweater for this cardigan as something to wear in the spring and early summer. I'm not sure if something with that significant of holes all over the body is going to be the right option. So I'm trying to decide before I get too far into this if I'm going to be happy with the end product. And right now, I don't know if I will. So I'm contemplating on keeping the general idea but obviously I'm going to have to rip out the entire basket weave portion so far and take out all of those holes. That is one option. I've also contemplated on completely ripping back and doing either the proper cast on or just a different cast on and go that route. I've also contemplated on just ripping this out and not continuing with this sweater at all. I am seriously considering looking at different options. So right now, this one's just kind of on hold. As sad as that is, it's only been a week. And so for me to feel this way already has me a bit nervous because I want this to be something I love. I do, and I want to say this with emphasis, I love the yarn combination. So I will link the two yarns down below, but these are the two colors that I'm using in wool and silk mohair. And then again, just to show you a close-up on how beautiful that is, hopefully you can see it. There we go. It is stunning. It has like a shadow look to it, which is exactly what I was hoping for. And I am loving this fabric. So I know that I want to wear this. I just want to make sure that the pattern is the correct option as well. So that is my Korshavn cardigan, and that pattern is by Tanya Hodney. I don't know. I'll kind of keep you posted because this one, I just don't know if I'm going to keep going or not. If you have any input or suggestions, please leave them down in the comments because I would really love to, I don't know. I just don't know what to do. I really love the look of this sweater overall, but I just don't know. I just don't know. So in the meantime though, I have been working on something that's time sensitive, and this is a gift for my mother-in-law. Her birthday is in February, and I realized this last Saturday, right after my video posted, that I had 2 weeks and 3 days to mail or to make these socks and mail them, which in the United States, anything that you mail generally takes about a week to get there. So I have a week and 3 days to make these. So I had to get on it. And so I went ahead and cast it on. It's another pair of Sunday socks by Petite Knit. And I am making these with the recommended yarn, which is the Sandnes Garn Perfect in superwash. And here is my progress so far. So I've completely finished the leg portion. I have started, well, I finished the heel, and right now I'm working on the gusset. So this is where I stopped this morning before I went to work. And these markers here are me keeping track of my daily progress on this project so that I kind of hold myself accountable and make sure that I am working on this every day because I need to. It's important. And so I've been working on these. I will say that I absolutely love this yarn. The recommended yarn is wonderful. I am so happy that I purchased this yarn to make myself a pair of these socks because as soon as I finish these, I'm going to work on those socks, and then I'm probably going to step away from DK weight socks and transition to fingering weight. And I am really looking forward to just kind of working on my sock knitting skills. I'm trying to say that without getting tongue-tied. So that's the progress on that. Right now, just to show you, I'm keeping all of my projects in these boxes or these bins. They're from Walmart. They're Sterilite. And I really like them because they have these handles that are normally like this, but when you turn them in on themselves, they can stack. And so I'm able to stack all of my projects on top of each other. And I have 3 bins for 3 projects, and that's all I'm allowing myself to have at one time right now. It's kind of working out nicely that way, and it's also keeping everything condensed, which is really nice. I generally will put everything into bags, but then I'm having to dig all of the yarn out and fight with the yarn balls and try to untangle everything. And then while I'm sitting on the couch knitting, I have to have everything set up and constantly fight with the kittens to, that's what we call her, she's not a kitten anymore, but constantly fight with Kitten to keep her from knocking the yarn onto the floor and across the room and around the couch, and you know how that goes. Thankfully my older cat doesn't care about the yarn. She just cares about the cables for my knitting needles. I have lost one pair for that reason. But overall, I'm really liking using these bins, so I thought I would share them. As far as acquisitions, I do have a couple things that have come in this week. However, I've decided I'm going to save all of that. My birthday is on Monday, and I have all sorts of things coming in right now. So I thought I would just wait and use the Wednesday video next week as a great opportunity to share all of the yarn that I've gotten so far. I have quite a bit that I've purchased, and if I end up getting any more as birthday gifts, I can share it at that time as well. I've also gotten some knitting needles and things like that in preparation for working on some sock yarn, or socks with fingering weight. There we go. So I am really looking forward to sharing all of that with you at that point. I did want to show you, do I have? Oh, I guess I don't. I thought I had all of my other stitch markers, but I think they're in the other room. So I'll share those with you next Wednesday as well. I'm probably going to cut this video short. The wind is really kicking up, and I hope that it's not affecting my audio at all, but I know it's getting dark and I don't want the lighting to be horrid on this video. So I just wanted to come on and share with you all my progress, and I would love to chat with you a little bit more down in the comments below if you have any sort of suggestions or ideas on what to do as far as proceeding with that cardigan. I do want a nice lightweight cardigan for kind of late winter, early spring, maybe, I mean, I say into summer. It gets way too hot here, so I won't need it in summertime, but something lighter weight would be great. And I don't know if I should proceed with this pattern or if I should try something else. So if you have any ideas, suggestions, please leave them down below. I would love to kind of bounce ideas off of you if I can. And then other than that, I'm going to be back on next Wednesday. That's the 31st, I believe. And I will share with you all of my acquisitions, and maybe, I don't know if I'll share the finished product with you, because hopefully I'll have these socks done by that point. I may have to share them with you on that video and not next Saturday, because I'm going to have to get them mailed off. So you may end up seeing those at that point as well. But I hope you have a wonderful day, and I so enjoyed visiting with you today. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps my channel out so incredibly much, and I really appreciate you spending your time with me. And until next time, I hope you have a great day. Bye!